Hi everyone. Today I'm sharing my interview experience for a Java developer role at Capgemini. With 3 years of experience as a Java developer, here's a quick rundown of the process and some question you might encounter. So first was like in initial screening, which was done by HR. So she asked me some basic question about my background and location and salary discussed. So then there was a technical round in which the interviewer asked me about core Java concept, coding challenges, and about Springboot, microservices, and SQL. Then the third one was managerial round. So let's see how it went. First, he told me to introduce myself as done by every interviewer. So then he asked me about to explain my project and technologies used. Then he started with the core Java concept. Like he asked me to explain four pillars of ops. Then then he also asked me to explain it with examples. Then he asked me when would you choose abstract and when interface, which was a follow-up question for interface concept. Then he asked me to explain immutable and then with an example and how we can create immutable class. And then he asked me array list versus linked list. Yeah, so in introduction I mentioned Java 8. So he asked me what are Java 8 features, what is optional class, and few more were there, like stream API question was there. Then he asked me what is singleton class, how do you create thread safe singleton class. So I was not sure of this thread safe singleton class. I told him I'm not aware of this one. Then I just told him like we can use synchronized keyword and something like that I told. Then he asked me what is fail safe and fail fast iterator. And then he asked me to explain internal working of hash map, and then to explain at the rate is Springboot application annotation, which has three more annotation in that. So that he asked. And then controller versus REST controller. Then he asked me some scenario based question like how did you handle exception in your project. So and how did you did logging and logging, what are logging levels. So here you can explain one error info like that. Then he asked me can we use at the rate component annotation instead of service annotation on a service class. So I said yes, we can use that. Then he asked me which is better, setter injection or constructor injection. And he also asked me why, uh, like if you choose constructor injection, then why it's better. Then he asked me what is at the rate qualifier annotation, what are different ways to consume microservices, how do you monitor microservices. So in introduction I told like I worked with microservices. Then he asked me on questions on that, like how, if there suppose there are two microservices 1 and 2, then how would you consume one microservice from another one. And then there was a follow-up question of how do you monitor microservices. Then what is actuator. So in like I told, like we can monitor through Prometheus and actuator. So he asked me what is actuator, how you configure that, and question on that. So then he asked me how do you handle fault tolerance. Then he jumped to some database questions like what is ORM, how do you connect to your database in Spring Boot application, and also he asked me some dependency related questions, and then where do you configure Hibernate. So you can tell him like we have .xml file for that. Then he asked me to write a query to fetch highest salary of employee from each department. And then he told me to write a Java program to find duplicate elements in a array using Stream API. Yeah, so that was all from the interview uh, questions. So if you found this helpful, please like, share, and comment below with any question. Thanks for watching.